Hello, hello, and welcome. This is Judy Adele. I am here to do, well, many music reaction videos today. We have a little different day ahead of us today. This just goes to show you that bribery will get you very, very far. It is Troy Stewart's 54th birthday, and Troy has been a supporter of the channel very early on with both Patreon and PayPal and all of those things, and has bribed us for many fun things. So, in honor of his birthday, we are taking an extended request list, and I don't know what that list is yet. He sent everything to the DJ. So what I know is these are videos that I believe to sort of sum up his 10 to 54 age range. So we're going to start, I believe, in the 70s with a video that sort of sums up the fact that there was a lot learned in the 70s, or maybe a lot taught. So I'm very curious about this and all of the videos. I believe there will be 5 in total. So join us for Troy's birthday party, won't you?
Now everybody try to find a good hiding place. This old tree is going to be the base. I'm going to close my eyes and hide my face and count to 100 by fives. Ready? Go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Ready or not, here I come. Apple, peaches, pumpkin pie. Who's not ready? Holler I. Oh, all right, I'll count it again, but you better get hit, kid. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120. There. A bushel of wheat and a bushel of rye. Who's not hit? Holler I.
Well, holy shit balls. Is this Schoolhouse Rock? It is Schoolhouse Rock. Oh my God. This is not one I am nearly as familiar with.
20 nickels makes a dollar. I didn't hear anybody holler. 5 times 20 is 100. Everybody got to be hit. All eyes open, here I come. Woo! Multiplying by 5 is a little like counting by 5. In fact, if you counted along on your fingers as you counted out loud by 5s, your fingers would tell you how many 5s you've got. Okay, let's count together now. Count on your fingers. 1 finger for each count out loud. Get set, ready, go. 5, 10, 15, 20, stop. 20. You got 4 fingers, see? That means 4 times 5 is 20. Let's try another one.
Who was the voice of Schoolhouse Rock? Like the singer of this? I mean, I know there were many others. And somewhere I have the whole collection of Schoolhouse Rock. I'm going to have to go and look and see if this is on it.
Get set, ready, go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, stop. 35, 7 fingers. That's right. 7 times 5 is 35. Okay, let's try a longer one. Now, when you run out of fingers at 50, you see, because 10 times 5 is 50, then start over with the same fingers and remember that you owe 10. Get set, ready, go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, stop. 10 and 2, right? That's 12 fingers, and 12 times 5 is 60. See how it works? Now, you may notice that if you multiply 5 by an even number, your product will end in 0, and if you multiply 5 by an odd number, your product will end in 5. Okay, now let's do one more game of counting the 5s on our fingers. This is a long number. Keep going. Get set, ready, go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, stop. 85, 17 fingers. Look at that bar with 17 fingers sticking up. How do you do that, kid? Anyway, 5 times 17 is 85.
Gosh, I wonder if I did see this. I probably saw this when I was like way young, and then when I, would have been beneficial for me to be watching it, and I either didn't watch cartoons anymore or they didn't play it.
You see, that's 3 5s short of 100. If you had 3 more nickels, 15 cents, and added the 15 to the 85, you'd get 100, right? Cause 5 times 20 is 100. Everybody got to be hit. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Ready or not? Here I
Man, I'm gonna have to go find my Schoolhouse Rock DVD. I feel like they played a couple of them very much over and over again. You know, how the bill becomes a law, I think was one of them, and there were a couple others. But yeah, that one, I'm sure if that would have come on, my dad would have been very pleased and be like, you need to watch that. We learned about math in our house by counting a lot of change. Very fun, yes. A lot was taught and hopefully a lot learned. All right, well, part one, let's see what's next.
Rocking and a rolling, smishing and a splashing over the horizon, what can it be? The pilgrims sailed the sea to find a place to call their own. In their ship Mayflower, they hope to find a better home.
I do remember this one.
They finally knocked on Plymouth Rock, and someone said, we're there. It may not look like home, but at this point I don't care. Oh, they were missing Mother England. They swore their loyalty until the very end. Anything you say, King, it's okay, King. You know it's kind of scary on your own. Gonna build a new land the way we planned. Could you help us run it till it's grown?
My God, I haven't heard this for so long. It's I haven't paid attention to it nearly as much as I am right now either.
They planted corn, you know, they built their houses one by one. And bit by bit they worked until the colonies were done. They looked around, yeah, up and down, and someone said, hooray! If the king could only see us now, he would be proud of us today. They knew that now they'd run their own land. But George III still vowed he'd rule them to the end. Anything I say, do it my way now. Anything I say, do it my way. Don't you get to feeling independent, 'cause I'm gonna force you to obey. He taxed their property, he didn't give them any choice. And back in England, he didn't give them any voice. That's called taxation without representation, and it's not fair. But when the colonies complained, the king said, I don't care. He even has the nerve to tax our cup of tea. To put it kindly, King, we really don't agree. Gonna show you how we feel. We're gonna dump this tea and turn this harbor into the biggest cup of tea in history. They wanted no more Mother England. They knew the time had come for them to take command. It's very clear you're being unfair, King. No matter what you say, we won't obey. Gonna hold a revolution now, King, and we're gonna run it all away with no more king.
We're gonna elect a president.
No more king.
He's gonna do what the people want.
No more king.
We're gonna run things our way.
No more king.
Nobody's gonna tell us what to do.
Rocking and a rolling, swishing and a splashing over the horizon. What can it be? Looks like it's going to be a free country.
Wow. It's been a long time. Oh, yeah. All right, baby. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that. That's fun. I'm trying to remember what the ones were about language. There were language ones too. Anyway, been a long time. All right. Well, that is our, as I understand it, that is our collection of the 70s, the groovy 70s. So let's turn the page and see what's in the next chapter.
Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? Let us die young or let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music's for the sad man. Can you imagine when this race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun, raising our our leaders. We're getting in tune. The music's played by the madman.
Do you want to go over by my friend Pedro and dance really quick?
I loved this movie. This is an interesting prom song. So they played this song at your prom? It's an interesting prom dance song. Anyway.
Some are like water, some are like the heat. Some are a melody and some are the beat.
God, I hardly remember this scene of the movie. Now I'm going to have to watch Napoleon Dynamite again.
Napoleon, when did you get here?
Just a couple minutes ago. Have you guys seen Trisha anywhere?
No.
She probably just went to the bathroom. Are you guys having a killer time?
Yes.
That is, So this was Troy's prom song. He also asks what Journey song was played at people's proms. My prom was a bit later than this, and I can imagine there was a lot of Journey at your prom. Let me see what year that would have been. Probably, 86? 85? I ditched my prom. I ran so far away. In fact, I just went to college instead. So I did not have a prom experience, which I only wish that I could have had if I could have been in a different body. Like I said, I worked very hard to get to college, so I didn't have to be around during prom. I was much more in the category of the nerds, the geeks, and the bullied, and so it was avoided at all costs. So the Napoleon Dynamite version is probably closer to what I would have had. Anyway. All right. Well, next up, we go from high school into heading into life and the next decade. Let's see what that's all about.
It's you, dude.
Yo, I'm on my way.
Phone for you, Mr. Moss.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Wow, man, like this is really.
I'm on my way.
You know I'm a dreamer, but my heart's of gold. I had to run away high, so I wouldn't come home low. Just when things went right, it doesn't mean they were always wrong. Just take this song, and you'll never feel left all alone. Take me to your heart, feel me in your bones. Just one more night, and I'm coming on this long and winding road. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home, sweet home. Tonight, tonight.
this song for a really long time. Don't know if I saw the video or not. Certainly don't remember the beginning part at all. But the song in the beginning definitely kicks in. It's like, ah.
You know that I've seen too many romantic dreams up in lights falling off the silver screen. My heart's like an open book for the whole world to read. Sometimes nothing keeps me together at the seams. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, home sweet home. Tonight, I'm on my way, just set me free, home sweet home.
So much hair on the stage, so much hair in the audience. It was a good time.
Home sweet home. Home sweet home.
Fancy pants there.
Home sweet home. Home sweet home.
That's like fun.
Home sweet home.
I like that song. I like the tone of that song. Like, lyrically it's cool, but there's just the tone of it is just that kind of, I don't know, sad yet happy yet just longing, all of those things. Listening to that for me, it's less of a connection with hearing Motley Crue and more about seeing them and seeing the little mask things that they had. Just brings me back to, I don't remember which grade it was, but I remember Susan Smith in my junior high school her and somebody else were a big Motley Crue fans, and she had like the t-shirts, the concert t-shirts. And I just remember having an argument with my mom because at the time I was all Boy George and Rick Springfield, but mostly Boy George. Like, he took over most of everything that I did, and how I dressed and how I wore my hair and who I dressed as for Halloween and all that fun stuff and music that I bought. And my mother was not pleased with this. And so my mother was like, you should she would try to get me to be into music that other kids were into. And I said, well, I can get into Poison and Motley Crue, which I enjoyed, but I mostly enjoyed their hits. And my mother was just like, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's just funny because I have such a clear memory of having this discussion with my mom and then going to school and Susan Smith standing there in gym with her Motley Crue t-shirt on. So there you go. That's my childhood memories. Yes, Motley Crue. So Motley Crue, one of the kings of MTV. I didn't watch much MTV, but I do remember when I was at other people's houses that they were on there, and yes, definitely one of the original hair bands. So very fun. That song really does lend itself to be an anthem of an era, doesn't it? All right, well, let's move forward in the Troy Stewart timeline of 30 somethings. Oh, cool. I love this song. I am super excited that we're doing this song. Troy, you're a very fascinating human being. I want to know more. Anyway, sweet. I'm excited.
When you were here before, I can look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing?
I feel like I need a lighter.
What the hell am I doing? I don't belong here. I don't care for this. I just wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing? I don't belong
You know, this is one of those songs that I think, what a fun song to perform live in front of a huge group. It's just the highs and the lows and the power, especially the piece that we just heard. Such a great, I don't know, this is such an intriguing song. I love it. It's just so, what's the word I'm looking for? Emotionally activating is not quite it, but it's the best words I have at the moment. So, anyway, let's dive back in. It's fun to hear. I don't know that I've ever heard them do this song live. I've heard the recording and I've heard a lot of other people do it. This is really cool.
Whatever you want, you're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep.
That is one song that would be so amazing to hear live. Like, just, I feel like the energy in the audience would be just amazing. I'm curious, for those of you watching, if you have seen Radiohead live and they perform that song, and I'd love to hear your stories about it, because I think that would be a delightful time. All right, let's see what is up next in the Troy Stewart birthday shoe. The next song to represent the next decade, per Troy, is... I have no idea. Let's check it out.
It's been the greatest tour of my life. I'm not joking about that. We've been doing this for 30-something years. I've stopped counting the years. I just got to be right here in this moment tonight in Seattle. So thank you so much. Thanks to all the Hell Omega family. Everyone that worked on all of the stages, us, Fall Out Boy, Weezer, The Interrupters, all the people that worked in the concessions everywhere. Thank you. Thank you for this one of the greatest nights of our lives. Thank you so much. Turning point of what's in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. Some make the best of this ass and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you have the time of your life.
This is another one I haven't heard much of these guys live, so this is cool. It's a good song.
So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. Sing it! Oh, it's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. Unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you have the time of your life.
Fancy. Wow. That's a lot.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you have the time of your life.
He has a cool voice. It's fun to hear him live. Very good live. I had to remind myself of like what the inspiration of that song was for, because I remember hearing that song, but not long after it came out, a friend of mine was talking about how she wanted that song at her funeral, and so just looking at it now and reminding myself that it was written about a breakup, and that it's called Riddance is sort of the, at least what I read, the bitterness about the song and the breakup. And I think I've heard that song at many different types of events, like graduations and used for those types of things, which is just interesting in what we take away from the lyrics of a song and the feelings of a song. And I can see how that can be kind of fitting. So anyway, good song, thoughtful song, thought-provoking song. Really cool that is from 2021. Even more impressive. And interesting that he says in the beginning that it's been the greatest tour of his life. I'd be curious to know why. Sounded like there were a lot of other interesting people on tour with them. So I don't know if that was a full tour or just one big mega concert at the end. I am going to have to go back and listen to the song, though, just to hear the instrumentation. I like the guitar bits and pieces he was doing there. It seemed different than the record, but it's been a little while since I've heard the song. Well, I know that we're not quite finished, but I don't know what's next. So let's see what Troy has in mind to top off his birthday celebration. The video to top it all off is the last moments, I believe, of the Wonder Years show. A show that I watched on and off. I didn't watch the whole thing. I think I might have watched this episode. I'm not 100% sure. And I certainly remember watching that show just kind of, it was placed in a timeline, I think starting in 68 or something like that, which rang bells to me watching the show in relation to my older siblings. So that made it kind of interesting, because I had an awareness, but I wasn't there, and it wasn't something we necessarily talked about in our family, some of the things going on with the Vietnam War and things like that. So anyway, this is the last scene of the show. So let's tie it all up.
The next day, Winnie and I came home, back to where we'd started. It was the 4th of July in that little suburban town. Somehow, though, things were different. Our past was here, but our future was somewhere else. And we both knew, sooner or later, we had to go. It was the last July I ever spent in that town. The next year after graduation, I was on my way.
Paul! Hey, Paul!
Hi!
So was Paul. He went to Harvard, of course. Studied law. He's still allergic to everything.
It is so wild to just having the show, I always think that's kind of neat to have the show where the kids or the people in the show just kind of grow up and come into their own, and you get to sort of watch that in character form.
To everything.
Thanks a lot.
Listen, I'll be right back. Hang on one second.
As for my father, well...
How you doing?
Good.
Welcome home.
We patched things up.
Norma?
Hey, we were family. For better or worse.
Hey, sis.
One for all,
Gosh, Uncle Kevin.
and all for one.
Eskimo. Yeah.
Did he say a little Kevin? This I don't remember. I don't remember what happened, that there was separation and a fallout between him and his dad, and obviously he must be have been gone for a while. I don't know if he didn't know his sister was pregnant, or it's just been a while and she's more pregnant than the last time he saw her. So anyway, somebody will have to fill me in.
Karen's son was born that September. I gotta say, I think he looks like me. Poor kid. Mom, she did well. Businesswoman, board chairman, grandmother, cooker of mashed potatoes. The Wainers stayed on in furniture. Wood seemed to suit him. In fact, he took over the factory 2 years later, when Dad passed away. Winnie left the next summer to study art history in Paris. Still, we never forgot our promise. We wrote to each other once a week for the next 8 years. I was there to meet her when she came home, with my wife and my first son, 8 months old. Like I said, things never turn out exactly the way you planned.
It's good. It was a good 4th.
Yeah. So you're gonna be a grandpa, huh?
Not bad.
Gray hair and everything?
Yeah, soon enough.
Growing up happens in a heartbeat. One day you're in diapers, next day you're gone. But the memories of childhood stay with you for the long haul. I remember a place, a town, a house, like a lot of houses. A yard like a lot of other yards. On a street like a lot of other streets. And the thing is, after all these years, I still look back with wonder.
Dad, wanna play catch?
I'll be right there.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I saw the last episode. I remember there was a lot of hullabaloo about it, and I remember it was happening. But now seeing that, I'm not sure that I saw it. Very cool scene. Fun way to kind of end the show with just all of the, well, of course, giving a little prehistory or future to what happened with the people on the show. Little history and future, I guess, at the same time. Very different experience than I had growing up, just looking at the show and having this sort of, nostalgia for the town and the school and friends and all of that kind of stuff that cohesed you together. And that is not the childhood that I had. My family moved around a lot, and I never really had that sense of place and cohesion of the people around me until I kind of got to high school, for which I still have a few people around me from high school. And yeah, and it would be a very cool thing to just sort of have that as part of your life experience. And so it's interesting when he says, childhood happens in a flash. And I wonder if some of that is if you grow up especially with family consistency, which I had, but a house consistency, a neighborhood consistency. There's sort of the timeline doesn't get broken up, right? And all of a sudden you're doing life, and then poof, everybody's grown, everything has changed. Where I had like a lot of houses in a lot of different places. So in my mind, I think of a house, and then that brings me to a year, and it brings me to an age. And so things are very compartmentalized. So for me, childhood didn't really feel like it happened in a flash, but I didn't have the all-American dream childhood. So maybe there's a different perspective on that as well. Very cool clip. Very fun to think about. Yeah, just in my own relation to the clip is interesting. Thank you, Troy. It's been fun for letting you take over the channel for your birthday and give us a little bit of inside the mind and the life of Troy Stewart. So happy birthday to you. I hope it was and is, depending on when you see this, a wonderful birthday. I hope this made it a little more fun. And thanks for your support. Thanks for the bribe. And thanks for bringing me back to some great music and some great fun childhood times. So, and on that note, thank you all for hanging out and watching it today. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check us out on Patreon, where you can do all the bribing that you want to do to make this channel your own for a day. It's been fun. It's been real. Good music, good thoughts, good memories. Hope it was fun for you all as well. Have a great day. Take care. We'll see you soon, and enjoy the music. Bye-bye, y'all. Well, Troy, I don't have a cake and I don't have a candle, but I do have a coffee. So, happy birthday. I hope your day is wonderful. Enjoy. Bye-bye.